Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. We will make learning English both funny and effective. In this series, I will be sharing with you the exact method I use to improve my English. Every day, I will take a page from the famous five on the treasure island, read it with you and focusing on the 20 new words from that page. Together, we will exploring the meanings, learning how to use them in a sentence, and even do some simple exercise to understand the page better. To make it easy for you, I will be providing a PDF version of the book in the description box below. This step-by-step approach helped me a lot, and I am confident it will help you too. So let's start this journey together and make learning English an enjoyable experience. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and join me every day for a new lesson. Today I will exploring with you page 23 from the famous five. 20 Reading and Explanation, your guide to mastering English. 20 vocabulary words. Arrange, picnic, cove, bathe, paddle, secretly, beloved, brooding, fault, afford, bad-tempered, obstinately, crowd, fierce, sock, sparks, excursion, learned, part, boarding school. The children and arranged a picnic for them the next day, and they all went off to Little Cove, not far off, where they could bathe and paddle to their heart's content. They had a wonderful day, but secretly Julian, Dick, and Anne wished they could have visited George's Island. They would rather have done that than anything. George didn't want to go for the picnic, not because she disliked picnics, but because she couldn't take her dog. Her mother would the children and George had to pass a whole day without her beloved Timothy. But luck, said Julian, who guessed what she was brooding about. I can't think why you don't tell your mother about old Tim. I am sure she wouldn't mind you letting someone else keep him for you. I know my mother wouldn't mind. I am not going to tell anybody but you, said George. I get in awful trouble at home always. I dare say it's my fault, but I get a bit tired of it. You see, Daddy doesn't make much money with the learned books he writes, and he's always wanting to give mother and me things he can't afford. So that makes him bad tempered. He wants to send me away to a good school, but he hasn't got the money. I am glad. I don't want to go away to school. I like being here. I couldn't bear to part with Timothy. You'd like boarding school, said Aunt. We all go. It's funny. No, it isn't, said George obstinately. It must be awful to be one of a crowd and to have other girls all laughing and yelling around you. I should hate it. No, you wouldn't, said Anne. All that is grateful. It would be good for you. George, I should think. If you start telling me what is good for me, I shall hurt you, said George, suddenly looking very furious. Mother and father are always saying that things are good for me, and they are always the things I don't like. All right, said Julia, beginning to laugh. My goodness, how you do go up in smoke. Honestly, I believe anyone could light a cigarette from the sparks that fly from your eye. That made George laugh, though she didn't want to. It was really impossible to sulk with good tempered Julian. The explanation of the 20 important words from the text. Arrange, organized, or planned. Picnic, a meal eaten outdoors, often during an excursion. Cove, a small sheltered bay. Bathe, to wash or swim in water. Paddle, to walk or play in shallow water. Secretly, done in a way that others do not see or know. Beloved, deeply loved. Brooding, thinking deeply about something, often unhappily. Fault, responsibility for a mistake or problem. Afford, to have enough money to pay for something. Bad tempered, easily annoyed or angry. Obstinately, stubbornly refusing to change one's opinions. Crowd, a large group of people. Fierce, showing strong emotion or intensity. Sulk, to be silent and unhappy because of anger or disappointment. Sparks, small fiery particles. Here, used metaphorically for strong emotions. Excursion, a short journey or trip. Learned, having much knowledge, often from studying. Part, to separate or leave someone something. Boarding school, a school where students live during the term. Opposites, antonyms of 20 words. Arrange, disorganized, scattered. Picnic, outdoor meal, form dinner. Cove, open sea, exposed shore. Bathe, dry, dehydrate. Paddle, stay still, remain dry. Secretly, openly, publicly. Beloved, hated, disliked. Brooding, cheerful, light-hearted. Fault, strength, virtual. Afford, lack, be unable to pay. Bad temper, good nature, cheerful. obstinately, flexibly, agreeably, crowd, solitude, emptiness, fierce, gentle, mild, sulk, rejoice, cheer up, sparks, dullness, calmness, excursion, stay, inactivity, learned, ignorance, uneducated, part, join, innate, boarding school, day school, homeschooling. 8 comprehension questions based on the text, each with 4 answer options to help you understand the story better. Why didn't Jo want to go on the picnic? She didn't like picnics. She couldn't take her dog, Timothy. She was feeling sick. She wanted to visit the island instead. The answer of this question in the text, George didn't want to go for the picnic not because she disliked picnics, but because she couldn't take her dog. Her mother went with the children. Yes, she couldn't take her dog Timothy. What did Julian suggest George should do about Timothy? Hide him from her mother, tell her mother about him, send him away forever, take him to boarding school. The answer of this question in the text, I can't think why you don't tell your mother about old Tim. Yes, tell her mother about Tim is the answer of this question. Why is George's father often bad temper? He doesn't like George's dog. He can't afford to give his family everything he wanted to. He doesn't like picnics. He wants George to go to boarding school. The answer of this question in the text, Daddy don't make much money with her learned books. He writes and he is always wanting to give mothers and me things he can't offer it. So that makes him bad temper. Yes, is the answer of this question. He can't afford to give him his family everything he wasn't to. Yes, is the answer. How does George feel about going to border school? She is excited about it. She thinks it would be funny. She doesn't want to go. She is indifferent. The answer of this question in the text, I don't want to go away to school. I like being here. I couldn't bear to part with Timothy. Yes, is the answer. She doesn't want to go, is the answer of this question. What does Aunt think about boarding school? She thinks it's boring. She thinks it's funny and good for George. She thinks it's too expensive. She thinks it's lonely. The answer of this question in the text, you would like boarding school, said Aunt. We all go. It's funny. Yes, is the answer. She thinks it's funny and good for George. Yes, is the answer. How does George react when Anne says boarding school would be good for her? She agrees happily. She becomes angry and defensive. She starts crying. She ignored Anne. The answer of this question in the text, no, it isn't, said George obstinately. It must be awful to be one of a crowd. The answer of this question, she becomes angry and defends. Yes, is the answer. What does Julian compare George's fear temperature? A stormy sea, sparks that could light a cigarette, a roaring lawn, a burning fire. The answer of this question in the text. All right, said Julian, beginning to laugh. My goodness, how you do go up in smoke. Honestly, I believe anyone could light a cigarette from the sparkles that fell from your eyes. Yes, is the answer of this. Sparkles that could light a cigarette. Why does George like staying where she isn't instead of going to boarding school? She loves her home and doesn't want to leave Timothy. She hates studying. She doesn't like making friends. She is afraid of a new place. The answer of this question in the text, I don't want to go away to school. I like being here. I couldn't bear to part with Timothy. Yes, is the answer. She loves her home and doesn't want to leave Timothy. Yes, is the answer. Now, to better understand and memorize the 20 words we shared today, I provided a series of exercises for you to follow. You found the PDF in the description box below. Find the in the blanket and the answer conversation you can practice in with yourself and write exercise and word search puzzle. Goodbye and see you in another video.
Subscribe now.